Well, good morning, everybody. It's the coach coming back at you. You guys been waiting on this podcast to come for a long time. So I'm glad to tell you that my bridge to the transplant, that mission was completed on February 1st. This is my 46th day being here at Cedars, well, my residence at Cedars. Everything's been great. Staff has been top notch as always. You guys been seeing my past messages in the last couple of weeks. Don't worry about what's going on, the beeps and everything, because that's just the IV machine. Don't want me to leave. That's all that is. So, but just to get you guys caught up, and I'll start from a little bit back, bring it up to the day of surgery. Being told, like I said, coming in on December 27th and then having surgery that next day and how everything went south. Then I get the news I'm gonna have to live in the hospital until I get the new heart. Like I said, that was a struggle, and I had to kind of create something to get me going on how to live in the hospital. You guys saw the video I put out there on how I did my best to live in the hospital and not knowing how long it was going to take. Well, just about 31 days into that, I get the call. You guys saw the video on that. And that was another wonderful thing. So I went in on the night of the 31st, and mission was completed on the 1st. And here it is, December 10th, and I'm going home. Who knew about technology getting you out of here in 10 days after heart surgery? Unheard of. At least I know by me, it's unheard of. But it's been a whirlwind time since I've been here, especially in the last 10 days. From the heart surgery, and then the next day I'm up and walking around. You guys saw the video on that. I was kind of shocked myself to see how much I was getting around, because I can tell you this about the donor. I don't know who it is, who he or she is. But I have never felt this much energy in decades. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm ready to get amped and get going. But of course, I got to take my time with this, and it's going to take some time. And that's all I got this time. It's, I keep putting these videos out. Like I said, it's therapeutic for me, but it's not for me. It's for everybody else that's going to be following the same path I was on, or who's already gone through that path. And maybe to get you guys encouraged to tell your story, to encourage others to keep going. Because like I said, being in the hospital for a long time, I don't care how faithful you are, your faith will take a hit. It's going to take a hit, but you need to find a way to get reinforcements to keep your faith up there, keep it strong. And that's staying with others in the same faith of yours, if not even stronger. You've got to find a way to. For me, it was I kind of flipped the script a little bit. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. Here at the hospital, the nurses and doctors know everything about you. Everything. Ins and outs. Not knowing how long I'm going to be here, I made it my mission to get to know every nurse here, how they're doing, how their husband's doing, how their wives doing, how's your family, how's your parents, were you affected by the fires? How was your last vacation? So on and so forth. And that's something the nurses normally don't expect. Whether you're here short-term or long-term, something they don't expect. But for me personally, I think it makes the relationship between the hospital staff and the patient that much smoother. You really tend to, okay, I really know this guy, and this guy really knows me, and he cares about, what my life is about, because like I said, I've said this over and over again. I'm going to continue to say this. Going through this whole process the last 4 years kept me humble, because like I've said, somebody somewhere will gladly switch places with you because they're going through a harder hell than you are. All I can do is tell my story to encourage others. That's the whole goal behind what I'm doing. And it has worn off. And the best way I can say it is, like I said, going back to the nurses, getting to know them, each and one of them. And the day I came back from ICU to a room over here, and I was met by about 10 to 13 nurses right at the station, right before I'm walking in the room, just high-fiving me and all that fun stuff. And they were I'm glad I'm back. And that's a testament to getting to know them. You know, when you become that type of person. And like I said, once again, this is just me on how I adapted on how to live in a hospital. And it will show. It will show. I mean, like I said, birthday was on Saturday, February 8th. And I'm doing my walk in the morning, and I'm being serenaded happy birthday by the nurses at the station as I'm walking by. Wasn't expecting that. And then I have a little birthday party in my bedroom, in my dorm room. Yeah, this is still my dorm room. And it's, you know, my sister set up a big surprise Zoom call, had a lot of people on that call. The nurses walked in, they had a little cake for me, singing happy birthday. I mean, it was outstanding. Now, I would imagine they do that for others on birthdays that are here. I just for me, for my selfish reasons, I'm like, yeah, this is me reaching out, befriending them, you know, and just becoming family, because we truly are family. And I even told them, once I'm leaving here today, you know, I'm willing to share my info and still stay in contact with them so they can see how my journey is continuing on as being a transplant recipient. And like I said, my whole goal is to encourage others who's going through this, who's may not even know, who are having a heart issue. When they finally get the devastating news, you know, first thing that me and my wife turned to was, okay, how did YouTube? You YouTube and everything to try to get as much info as you can, which is a normal move for everybody. But I figure, why not put these videos out there? Because there's not that many out there anyway. At least that's many telling their story. And like I said, it's not for me, it's for everybody else that's going to be coming behind here, because there's a bunch of people who know nothing about the LVAD that's going to be informed about it. There's going to be some people be told that they need a new heart. It's going to floor them like it floored me when I got the news. This is all for everybody to share. So if you on this and you see it on YouTube, like and subscribe and share it with as many as you can. And listen, it don't have to necessarily be a heart issue that they're going to be in here long term for. Any issue that you're going to be in the hospital for long term, just an idea of they can see my video, see how I did it, kind of take some things away from it, add their own flavor to it, and make it work for them. You know, and I'm going to continue putting these out there because I'm on a new mission. I'm on a new journey. You know, one, I've been having a lot of thoughts over the last 4 years of what would I do when I get to this day? Well, prime example, some of you guys already saw, the pacemaker and the LVAD. My nicknames for them was Wally and Larry. You know, and you guys, a lot of you guys seen the movie Iron Man, where Tony Stark was downstairs and I think her name was Penny, came down and had his first heart encased in a like a clear shell or something. I'm doing the same for those two. You know, those two were my dynamic duo. That was my dynamic duo, those two. You know, and they did a great job in keeping me alive, doing what they were supposed to do. And, you know, I'm going to show them off. That's just my way. That's just me. That's how I'm thinking. I know other people I've talked to about before, my hospital won't do that. I'm to the old point, you won't know unless you ask. So if it's an idea for you might want to have for yourself, hey, go for it. Have fun with it. So that's one thing. That's one thing I've done. Another thing I want to do is, how do I honor the person who gave me this heart? And I have talked to the transplant team and explained to them what I wanted to do was, you guys normally hear during Christmas time, everybody had a thing called a Build-A-Bear. And I would like to do a little message to the donating family with a 3 to 5 minute recording of the heart beating and gift that bear to them. Now, obviously, you know, mention it to our transplant team. They used to be in the past where they could give you the age and the sex of the donor. Well, since technology has become so savvy online with everybody already cracking codes and getting donor information, they can't do that anymore. So I said, okay, what if I only just get the first name only? can't do it. So I have to go through a process in a matter of later in the year, and no rush on it. And there's absolutely no rush on this whatsoever. Later in the year, submit a letter to them. They will proofread it, send it on to the family, and it's up to them if they decide to respond to it or not. If they don't, I'm perfectly fine with that. If they do, hey, let's see what happens. Let's even kind of, in a way, give them comfort, because it's still touchy. They're still in mourning. Some families just will not return. Don't want nothing to do with that, which is understandable, because I don't know what the dynamics were of the reason me getting hurt. So no matter how you look at it, it was on a bad term for them, for the family, but you don't know the other dynamics, kind of what led to the area, or you know where I'm kind of going with this. So that's how I like to honor the family. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm fine with that as well. I'm just going to be thankful and taking care of the gift they gave me, the donor, their son or daughter gave me, to continue living my life. And I'm on a mission because, this is my new journey. This is my new purpose, and doing everything I got to do to bring more awareness about this. And maybe this even spark increase in donors. You never know. Like I said, I had 4 years of forward thinking onto this, on what would I do when I get to this day. And now that I've crossed that threshold, it's in front of me. I got things to say. I got people to talk to. I would love to speak to others who's going through this and get your story so we can talk about it. Yeah, that's my drive right now. That is my whole complete drive in making this happen. It's going to be fun, learning all the new stuff again, as far as the do's and don'ts. I'm able to eat certain foods back again. A lot of green vegetables I couldn't touch. Now I can get back to my collard greens. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Yes, I miss my collard greens. But it's back to learning, walking again, doing my little stretches, strengthening up the body or whatever. And there's a lot of new things on the horizon. Like they've talked about, there's a heart transplant Olympics. And I was like, interesting. And I think it's in Birmingham, Alabama, in like the first week of July every year. So that's something I may get into next year. And it's open to everyone who received a heart transplant, or any type of transplant, if I'm correct. I'm still getting more info into that. I would also like to run the turkey trot in Dana Point every Thanksgiving they have. And that's something I've been trying to do the last 5 years, but all this kind of jacked me up. So I'm back at it. So that's going to be on Thanksgiving Day, but that's a plenty of time by then for me to be completely healed and getting into doing the 5K. So learning about all my new medications, giving those kind of nicknames, whatever. And it's something I know I'm going to be taking every day the rest of my life. That's fine. I'm cool with that. I have no problem. My weight is back up a little bit, only because all the water gain and the new meds kind of keeping the water on a little bit. That should be off in the next couple of weeks. So I'm like in the mid 240s right now. And my goal, like I said, overall goal was try to get to 190. And I was in the low or the high 220s when I went into surgery. So yeah, I'll get back at it. So I'm ready to go. As you see, no weapon form. Coach is ready to go home. Okay, understand that. So I will put my info out there once again for you guys to jot it down. I'll put my YouTube channel and my email address so you guys can holler back at me. But I would love to hear from you guys, and I'd love to see you guys put your comments down there, how you feel about this. But also, the biggest thing is to share this video with as many people that's going through a heart ailment of some sort, that's with a long hospital stay, or those who've had, heart transplants already. And if they would like to talk about their story, I would love to talk to them and do an interview with them, And like I said, just share the story because there's a lot of people we still need to look after that's coming up behind us who don't even know what's going to hit them yet. So, and this problem is going to be around here for a while. Now, I've also have another thing on the horizon is I know here in Southern California, it's Cedars, USC Keck, UCI, and UC San Diego. That are the 4 certified LVAD centers in Southern California. I would love to speak to someone at each of those hospitals and see if they're willing to get the word out about LVADs, because that's the latest and greatest thing that's happening to extend the life of those who need to get a heart transplant that can't get one immediately for various reasons. And I figure the more and more we talk about it, the more and more is said, mentioned, it gets out there. And it gets people talking, say, hey, I've seen a cardiologist. Hey, I heard something about this LVAD. Can you tell me something about it? And that could be because of the videos we're doing here. So that's something else I got on my horizon that's to come. Who knows when, but God willing, it'll happen soon. So like I said, I have a lot on my plate over the next several months, probably even and safe to say, probably for the remainder of the year and beyond. So stay tuned. I'm excited. I'm ready. Like I said, I'm dressed. I'm ready to go. I still got a few more things here. I got to take care of grabbing all my medications from pharmacy, make sure everything's lined up, and make sure home care is all lined up and taken care of. So yeah, Coach made it. Coach made it. And thank you, Jesus. And thank you all for your prayers. Thank you all for your support. Not only supporting me, but my entire family as well. There's going to be a lot of other stuff, videos coming about, things that you may not know about heart transplant, things you may, as far as what I encountered while I was in hospital, long wait. I'm only going to be chiming in on other things that I really haven't even got to. Let me look up my notes here real quick. It's going to be interesting. Oh, one person had asked me, okay, it's your last day here. What does it feel like? And me being prior military, I can only put it as in similar to boot camp. You leaving boot camp, you leaving with 50, 60 some odd guys, and you all going in your own direction. Some you may stay in contact with, some you may not ever talk to again. And that's what I kind of feel like here a little bit, because I'm family. I'm with, with nurses. We've known each other for 40 some odd days. We even had a good relationship up in here getting to know each other. But the thing with social media now, you can stay in contact a lot more. And they all have my info now. They all have my info. And I even asked the hospital if there's patients that are here, that are first time doing LVADs and having issues, and they would like to speak to somebody who's been through this before. I said, hey, I'm your guy. This is part of my new mission now. This is my new journey. So I told them, here's my info. Feel free to share it with anybody. I have no worries talking with anybody, because that's something I'm going to be doing pretty much the rest of my life right now. So no better than the present. And that's where we're at right now. So that's just a quick update, guys, what's been happening the last 45 days, but especially the last 10 days of, like I said, standing up, walking again, getting my strength back, and learning how to eat again, certain things. And it's birthday celebrations and all that fun stuff. So it's been a true blessing being in here. And like I said, this is all in God's timing. And continue to keep the strong faith, everybody, no matter what. Keep that faith. Stay grounded and continue taking in the word and being surrounded by great people. Once again, if you're have to live in a hospital, when you go to decorate your room, decorate it to your specs that'll make you happy. Nobody else. Make it you're happy with what you're going to see, because that's your room. That is your room. So you guys take care. I'll be putting out weekly posts. You may see some in between within a week or so on simple, small things here and there about my recovery at home and all that fun stuff. So, like I said, if you guys want to hear these messages, subscribe. So each time I put up there, you'll get a bing letting you know, hey, Coach put out another one. So that'll make me happy, and that'll help my thing of you helping me get the word out. So once again, it is now 6:30 in the morning, California time. Yeah, I've been up since 4. I'm ready to go, y'all. I got to get out of here. Don't get me wrong, but I miss home. I'm ready to get back in my own bed. Yeah, well, a lot of y'all do understand, but hey, I'm just saying this. I'm eager to get home. So you guys take care. Love you guys, and keep supporting one another. Deuces.